As for our reversion to Islam, Tawheed, it was simple. Maryam, my wife, met an Albanian woman when she was taking part in a training course in Libras, Brazilian Sign Language, in Recife, the capital of the state of Pernambuco, and she gave Maryam the opportunity to get close to her. At the time, my wife was a Christian, part of an Assembly of God community here in our city, Camaragibe, PE. This lady asked Maryam if there were any Muslim communities, mosques, in Recife, and she said no, revealing her ignorance of Islam. Until then, Maryam hadn't woken up to what Islam was. The Albanian, whom I will call Hamashita, together with Maryam, located the Islamic community in Recife. They arranged a certain day with someone from the community to visit the Islamic center of Recife. Hamashita and Maryam were there and began to visit the community on a regular basis. For Maryam everything was new, while for her friend it wasn't even a surprise. Hamashita stopped going to the community because of her trip and didn't inform me of her whereabouts. I didn't understand, at the time, why this foreigner had invited Maryam to visit a religious community that had no connection with ours, a Pentecostal Christian one. From what I knew of my wife, she would never accept such an invitation, as she is an evangelist and is convinced of her beliefs. With Hamashita gone, Maryam started attending the center on her own. After 5 months, she reverted to Islam. Alhamdulillah, her way of being changed 180 degrees. She started studying and practicing Islam, that is, studying the noble Quran and the hadiths of the Prophet Muhammad, and attending Friday prayers, listening attentively to the sermons. Alhamdulillah, I, Paul, took her to the community whenever I could and participated, as a visitor, listener, in the events, sermons, lectures, festivities, etc. 9 months after Maryam reverted to Islam, March 2004, by the mercy of the Most High, I made my Shahada. Alhamdulillah, today, satisfied with what Allah has allowed to happen in our lives, we continue, regardless of the obstacles that always appear, setting an example and spreading the way that leads us to remedy the evils of modernity, which so torment those who do not know the greatness of Allah, the Beneficent, the Lord of the universe. We are happy, wishing, Allah knows in our hearts, that more people would return to the beginning, to unity with the Creator, Lord of all creation, and that they would know that He established Muhammad, as His last prophet and messenger to mankind, leaving the ultimate writing, the noble Quran, as the last source of nourishment to reach paradise, for those who believe, whose vehicle of revelation, with the determination of Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, was the angel Gabriel, as, for Muhammad, an example of a man to be followed for his honor. Today, in the city of Camaragibe, we maintain a place for the dissemination of Islam with literature made available to students and teachers, who come to us, and the general public. Visits are scheduled in the afternoons and evenings. We are structuring ourselves to offer students from the Camaragibe community a course in the Arabic language, basic, date to be determined. Inshallah, at the end of October we will finish renovating a room that will house a classroom with capacity for 20 students. Alhamdulillah, we have a 25 square meters masala, a room used for consulting books and welcoming visitors. Alhamdulillah, inshallah, by the end of October everything